All right. Welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota, and you are watching the TPN TV and Radio Network. Today is Sunday, and usually I know they broadcast on Sundays, but I get very, very interesting requests from a lot of people for say, la good dey broadcast about a specific topic where um very interesting to my viewers we been they watch the program one make. If I remember about is it a week or two ago, about 2 weeks ago, I've been broadcasts on Sunday we are bringing a Christian we talk about religion, specifically we're supposed to talk about Christianity and Islam, but the conversation focus more on Christianity. So we overuse with time, and the people we been the view that then they request to me say this now a very very interesting topic. We they want me for make I go dey do that once in a while, so that Africans then go able for learn from the different religions of the world, and based on popular demand, I decide for say once in a while, like next Sundays them, or even Saturdays, if I not get any important topic, I go bring in the impact of religion in Africa. So today, when a Sunday, I want to start this program, and I encourage every viewer for make you participate. You can participate by calling the number. Let me show you the number here. Hold on, let me show you the number. You can call me through them two numbers here. Okay. Why I want for make we discuss the impact of religion in Africa. We all know, well, not we all, but few people they know how religion impacts Africa. And if we go able for understand this impact, we go able for practice religion, whether you're not Christian or Muslim or Hindu, Buddhist, or any African religion for that matter. You're able for practice and correctly. Anything what they do now this world, okay? Get a grasp of that particular thing there, because the only way we go able for get how this particular thing where they do or they practice, how it impact on me on life, whether you talk about social or economic aspect of me on life, then you go able to get an understanding of what they do. Unfortunately, a lot of Africans today they not realize waiting at the impact of religion in their own life, and how we go able for make religion better. And this is one of the important topic where I want to discuss today. Now, I see when we did the debates 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation with Abraman Kobam, and we see a lot of reactions, positive reaction for that matter, okay? Very, very positive. And we see how um, people, a lot of them then begin to realize, oh, okay, we bring in certain discussions where even the Christians, them, a lot of them, they're not aware of some of them verses than they in the Bible. And today, I will focus more on the impacts, not necessarily trying to focus the Quran or the Bible. In the subsequent program, I will specifically focus on one religion. But today, what I try for do, I want to focus more on African religion, pre-Ibrahimic religions. Africa, pre-Ibrahimic religion. Okay, what I mean? Before Christianity, Islam will dominate Africa today. Before them come na Africa, whose religions they all been get and how they impact we, how their religions well, the old religion where we don't left now, we don't focus on the Abrahamic religion, how they impact society and how that society they either benefit, progress, or depreciate because of them practices and there. Okay? Now, before the arrival of Islam in the 7th century, I'm talking about Africa. Islam came to Africa in the 7th century, and Christianity came in the 15th century, mostly in the 15th century and onward. Okay. Now, the vast majority of Africans been they practice what we call indigenous traditional religions. Okay, these now in Africans them they practice. Their religions here, they're very, very rich in culture, diverse, and deeply rooted in communities' way of life. Okay, this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the reason why I discuss this topic, because it go able for instill in your brain what we left, and it try for compare that with what we get today. You go able to make a better judgment. Okay, all right. So the traditional religion, traditional how they call indigenous traditional religions now being very, very rich and diverse and deeply rooted in communities' way of life, the way we live together. That was the main purpose of the African religion prior to Christianity and Islam. Remember, Africa been only exist hundreds of thousands of years before Christianity and Islam came to Africa. Well, some people, well, not to some people, most people they know say, especially like Christianity, it was actually also rooted in Africa, right? Christianity, it was rooted in Africa. That's part of the Middle East, what they call the Middle East today. It used to be Africa, a part of Africa. Now, when the Wests come in, then begin the redemarcates the region, begin call this a different name, then call this a different name. You know, now that makes today the Middle East is a region of itself. It's no longer part of Africa, but originally it was part of Africa. So now that make a lot of people then believe saying Christianity, for that matter, come up from Africa, not so. Okay. When we talk about the indigenous traditional religion, this is not a one green religion. Why I'm emphasizing this? Because people no understand say Africa being gets religion based on community, the tribal culture of that community. Religion, in the perspective of Africans prior to the 7th and 15th century, was community based. For example, if this community, then they, for example, then they speak the same language, tribal community, then gets a different culture and a different way how then they practice their religion. Okay? And I can't tell you now, within the belief system of them religions here. But I just want for make you know, same, those religions are not, we are not centralized like the way we get an organized religion today. Christianity, any side where you go, Christianity, not so. At that time, there was no centralized religion. It was community based. If I give you an example, the the Timini, the Timini communities around Tonkolele, Potloko, I give you an example, na Sierra Leone. You know, necessarily means in Sierra Leone because you get other African countries, right? All them countries and they then get sub community based practices. Okay. But I give you an example, Usa we come away now salon. You get the Timinis. The Timini then get a culture. Religion of the Timini based on the Timini culture, how they see life, how they see society, how they live with each other, within the um, regulations and practices and spirituality of the Timini. That's a religion of itself in that community. You go to the Mende land, okay? Well, the Timini that they call the young God, that is the Almighty God, they can give the different level of divinity within the African religion. But let me focus on the Timini because that's not a typical example, right? Then call the Almighty God Kruma Shaba. Okay, Kruma Shaba. That is the overall God way in Christianity. Then they call God the Father. God the Father in Christianity is the overall God, when at the highest divine being. Okay, because even in Christianity, there are people or there are other things when they call God, but those are in a lower level. And this is why it's important for me we begin for compare waiting actually we left and waiting we can wear palm, whether there are some similarities or not. Because when Islam and Christianity go to Africa, one of the things we then tell you, then say everything what they do is bogus, is fetish, is devilish. So therefore, or it's backward. So therefore, we need for go all them cultures. Then they when the West in particular, even Islam, the Arabs, then go to Africa, they don't understand what we call religion in we own context. Then when they look religion generally in their own context, in their own way of seeing their religion. Okay, so then go see what they do. It's not compatible with what then they do. So they say we own a backward, a devilish, a whatever. But when you, if you're not somebody who study African religions, as I tell you, these are decentralized religion. We're not being get a central religion in Africa. Now, community-based religion. In fact, religion in Africa, like I said earlier, it was just culture, traditions. Okay, those are the things that we call religion. Okay, so when the West and the Arabs then go, they don't understand. Just like today in the 21st century, a lot of times when the Western so other cultures, then they go into other cultures, then they go just look the surface instead of then sit down and pay attention and study carefully within them cultures and then very quick for calm when they look at the surface, they focus on the bad side of them cultures and because then they go with an agenda. The agenda is to deflect and dominate. The double D. This is now one of the tactics of colonialism and all those dominations we take place around the world. When the Greek go now North Africa, or we call they used to call that Northeast Africa, where now the Middle East today, then look at some of the inhabitants of that place there, then dominates the, then try for deflect the cultures of the people and impose their own culture because them believe say those cultures were not compatible with within them believe. Okay. So now the same thing in Africa. They don't understand, say, we not get within actually in the actual sense a religion. We get cultures. Those cultures are actually translated as religion. And are they, through the cultures, are there you get spirituality, you get divinity, and you get ancestry. These are some of the main focus of African religions. Okay. So now, what thing can happen? Let me show you now. Let me, sorry, give me 1 minute. Yeah. All right. There are key features of African religions. When I pay attention very carefully because people requested me to teach, to educate, to highlight, and even to discuss waiting at the impact of religion. When I say religion, this modern religions, who they today so Muslims and Christians, how they affect Africa. This is now a very, very big topic. So this is just the beginning of this topic. As time they go on, I will continue for put more topics for add more discussions here. But there are certain key features of African cultures. I use when I was doing comparative religion in college, I used for term them as cultures other than religions because religion today it's been sized up into one aspect, even though within this aspect you get underneath we other things and then come in. But religion today is focused in the worship of a divine being, right? That's all we know about religion today. If you talk about religion today, that the first thing where they come to your mind, oh, this is about the worship of a divine being, not so. All right. But in African perspective, religion is not only the worship of a divine being, it's part of that. But it's also part of the life where you live. It's part of the ancestry. It's part of the culture, respecting elders. But I go tell you all this. So the first thing, the first key feature where African religion gets when a centralized thing or the most single belief system is the belief of a supreme creator. Aha. Now we are coming into the nitty gritty of African religion. Maybe after today, you will begin to think, oh, okay, wait a minute. Are we being manipulated or are we being misled or something like that? Now, Africans, as had been talked 2 weeks ago, on that discussion with Abdurrahman Kuba, Africans then believe in a supreme creator overall. In Christianity, well, there's a little bit of complication when you actually talk about this particular supreme creator, but generally it's God the Father. Okay, yeah, I understand many Christians hold the belief same. God is manifest itself into three different persons. I don't want to go into that because that's an entire topic. But generally, God the Father is considered as the supreme creator. Africans don't believe this hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. Okay, they acknowledge this being as the creator, but waiting at the perception of Africans about this particular divine entity, then call him the sky god because it's far away from us. Okay, this is something or somebody will create the universe. This is the belief of the Africans for hundreds of thousands of years before Christianity, before even Judaism. So we believe that. And they give you an example. The Akan of Ghana, then they call this god Niami. Okay? And the Yoruba of Nigeria, then they call her Oludemia, right? The Chukwa, that is the the Igbo, then they call her Chukwu, God. The Timinis, then they call her Nkrumah. The Mendes, then they call her Ngewo. The Limbas, I'm talking about Sierra Leone now, then they call her Kanu Masala. This is the supreme creator of the universe. All right. However, and not even a difference when you actually look into that, not even a difference. Waiting at the belief of this creator, the Africans do not believe, say, this creator is contained within in creation. And when you read the Bible or the Quran, they also acknowledge that for saying the creator of the universe cannot contain within its creation. Yes, you get metaphoric expression for explain that to human being for the understanding of human being, but generally speaking, this creator cannot be contained in a universe. It's live in a distance that is not involved in daily life. This is the little bit of differences. The African cannot believe him. This supreme being will create the universe, create everything within the universe, it not contained within the universe, and it live in distance, far away, and it not involved in daily life. Okay. Now, when you get this belief, say this creator not involved in daily life, then now who is involved? Well, this is where the second part of the belief system of the African religions come in, which we call the spiritual world and the ancestry veneration. Okay? So Africans then believe in a spiritual world filled with nature spirits linked to rivers, trees, mountains, animals, nature. These are spiritual things. Okay? They also believe in ancestral spirits who were considered active members of the community even after death. So within the Africans, they believe. I'm talking about the African religion. A lot of people, they don't understand. If you ask most Africans today, can you explain what's in the African religion prior Abrahamic faith or organized religion? They're not able to explain. So this is an opportunity for you, for make you learn your culture, your ancestral culture, because a person without a culture is an animal. Well, animals themselves, they get a culture. Okay? So you're nothing. If you don't have a culture, you're nothing. You just feel like a spider. You see the spider web, when the spider creates a web, it is what they call on-side. But the moment the spider begins shake, every side is shake. So this is an example of somebody without a culture, unique culture. Okay? So this is very important for you as an African for make you learn your culture, even if you're not practicing at this particular time. Get an understanding. It will make you a better person. Okay. So one of the things the African cultures then believe, number one, they believe say there is a creator, a creator will create the universe or everything in the universe, and this creator cannot be contained by its creation. God not count within the earth or within the world, like Usa with this, so because they live within in creation. This is not a belief system. And technically, even the Bible and the Quran actually acknowledge this. You will see some discrepancies in one side over the other, because most of these organized religions today will get a lot of complications and complex interpretation. Somebody can come and interpret a verse in the Quran based on your own emotions and your own belief system. Not necessarily that's not so the text say. This is not something we would see everywhere, every time when you talk about religion. Okay. And just look at where the past 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, when we had a discussion with a Christian at this platform, you did read the text literally. It is try for reinterpret the text for make it suit in belief system. This is the problem. Okay, so we not get that problem there in Africa prior to Abrahamic faith. Okay, we believe saying God cannot be contained, and therefore again for send certain what we call agents. And some of the agents include the spiritual world and the ancestry veneration. Ancestry veneration are very, very interesting topic we in itself now an entire discussion, okay? But we believe, say, the people them, we own ancestors their way, we don't live in the community and die, those people still live in the community spiritually. They still live in the community. And those people should be respected and venerated. You see the uniqueness of African religion? Okay? You see the uniqueness? We believe in that. We believe same. We ancestral. Then we don't live with we pass away, go now the afterlife. They are still living with us spiritually. This is why sometimes you see we papa them, we mama them, we still believe in this, and they go put what we call libation. Okay? Then you go put libation for make them venerate the we ancestor. Hold on, I think this WhatsApp is messing me up. Hold on, let me try for pull up. Hold on. All right, I can left her for and see. It don't look better. Okay, so we believe in this. All right. Now, so just like this, we ancestor the tell them in the world, when are the old people them. If we want to do something, what would they do? All right, let me get rid of this WhatsApp. It refresh very often and it mess the thing up. Hold on. Yeah, you don't even okay, hold on. Let's see how. Okay. Hopefully I don't get rid of WhatsApp. All right. So we old people them, we been live with we when them in there alive. If we they do anything at the community, would they consult them people then they not so? Because Africans then believe say with age comes wisdom, not so? They may believe that. So we get this type of culture. You can call them a religion because in Africa, religion is just culture. Okay, it's the culture of the society. Okay, we've been believed them thing and so now the same thing. When they die, we not they stop for consult them. We they still consult them because we believe say they still live with us spiritually. I know say for fanatic Christians them and Muslims them, they don't believe in this any longer. Well, because we get another system. Now, let me talk about some of these figures communicated with the spiritual world, interpret omen, and perform sacrifices and cleansing rites. Okay, I'm talking about. Well, I think I'm a little. Oh no, the third one. Sorry, the third one. Now we get the supreme creator, the supreme creator, which we call so in today's religion, especially Christianity, the Father, God the Father, right? Then you get the spiritual world and the ancestry. So in our own religion, just like the Christian religion then gets God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. I don't know who's other God. there are other gods because in Psalm 86 of the Bible, even the judges are called gods, but in a lower level. So you get this level of the divine being. Okay, so this structure also is was found in African religion. Now we get God the Father, we get the Spirit world, and we get the ancestors. So you see, the good thing about African religion, we ancestors, we see them as divine figure too. When you die, you are you become divine. Your spirit become divine. So we still consult you for a lot of things. Then the third thing is called the mediation through priests, diviners, and shamans. I will explain this a little bit more. Okay. Now, the diviners, the people that we will call within this mediation, um, the diviners, now like the fortune tellers, fortune tellers. Fortune, the Bible and the Quran talk about fortune tellers too, right? The same concept is in this Abrahamic religion, in the Christianity and Islam. Okay, so the fortune tellers. These are I'm not talking about today's fortune tellers because today now all 419. Okay, now 419 will not get fortune tellers any longer. We get 419 people where they try for scam people. But in those days, these are people where divinely inspired. They get a communication between the living and the dead. They are the mediators. Now that make them call them mediators. Okay, the fortune tellers. Then you get the healers. Healers are also play a very crucial role in our religious belief system in Africa at the time. So now you don't begin see some of the uniqueness of waiting we don't learn. Waiting at the healers I will talk in details on this one, but just to give you a summary. So while the healers are something like the herbalist or medicine man today, who they call doctors. Okay, the herbalists, these are the people where somebody sick, then they go consult them. These are, we call them people where divinely inspired because most of them at the time for people that we come on in Africa. I'm not talking about when the modern day Africa, we now even if in Africa you're born, okay, these cultures still exist today in a more minimal way now, okay, but people at the time, hundreds of thousands of years ago, these are healers. When they go in a bush for go pull medicine for you, for go pull leaf for you, then get some ceremony where then they able for where then call for communicate which type of medicine where your sickness where go heal your sickness. That's why we see these people as divine figures. Then they go to the bush, then they go do some ceremony and try for figure out which leaf we're able for menu. And to be honest with you, when they take this leaf can go, if they're not able menu, then they come back and they can't tell you same. Well, we don't go, but I don't think say we're able to mend this sickness here. This happened long time ago. Even in our own generation, we used to see it, and it's still happening today. But now that culture has been dissipated for like next to nothing now. And now it's been replaced by scammers, you know. But these are something we very, very, very serious and something we been a work. Herbalist. Okay. Now then we get the priests and ritual specialists. These figures communicate with the spirit world, interpret omen, and perform sacrifices and cleansing rites. All right. Now, let's discuss a little bit about these three figures: the spiritual, the diviners, the priests, and the healers. Okay, I will start with the diviners, which is the fortune tellers and spirit interpreters. Okay, what's in their role? Where diviners are spiritual specialists who communicate with the spirit world. Okay, to interpret signs, reveal hidden knowledge, and provide guidance to individual community. To be honest with you, this is not very, very good religion. Oh. To be honest with you, it's very, very good. Okay. And what's in the key function, divination. That is using tools like cowrie shell, bones, kola nut, and sacred sticks to interpret messages from the ancestors and spirits. Then they diagnose spiritual causes of problems like illness, infertility, misfortune, or even death. And then they also advise on the spiritual offerings, taboos to be followed. And they tell you, say, this a bad, no follow am. When they say this bad, it's not necessarily like you they hurt the spirit, but it's for your health, for your own safety. These are the diviners, okay? And at the same time, then they also reveal your destinies. One spiritual path, especially among the Yorubas, where the Ife divination system is used. Huh. Okay. That's really, really interesting. Hold on, let me say something here. Okay. Now, what is the social importance of this particular role or this particular person or people? Hold on, let me see here. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Let me record my phone. Okay. So, what's the social impact of these people? Because in Africa, we don't abandon good culture. In Africa, everything what we do, it's for the benefit of the society. Okay, everything what we do. Now, the importance is consider truth tellers and spiritual judges. Consulted before major decisions like marriage, war, migrations, and planting season. Africa, one of the main things we will be doing are farming, agriculture, not so. So most times these people are the people like what you will get today, the meteorologist, now where then they're able to tell you the who's ten way in the calm, who's ten way are the best way for plants you seed and something like that. I mean, they do them thing and they all. So you see the importance of this, and then they even try for advice on war and migration, or marriage. Okay. The second role is the healers, where we call the herbalists or medicine men and women. Today we call them doctors in the sense of the medicine people. But at that time, now when you say a doctor, now somebody who specializes on health issues and we go to school and learn all these things. Well, during internet day, yes, they not get a formal school, then get what we call apprenticeship. Okay, then they learn, but now like you get medicine man, we be not learn from in boss. So you self they come under you they learn from that was the way of education at that time. It's not like you get a central place like a school where hundreds of people and they go learn like today. No, that's not the way education was in those days. Education was individualized into apprenticeship. Okay, so so healers are responsible for restoring physical and spiritual health using natural remedies, ancestral knowledge, and sometimes spiritual powers. Yes, we used to have people that had spiritual powers. Now then, see all the West go, then tell you it's a bad thing. You know, for do them again because nothing or the way they do in a good thing. Okay. Well, what's are the key function of the healers? Let's see. Herbal medicine using roots, leaves, barks, and minerals to treat diseases and injuries. Spiritual healing, performing spiritual to expel causes, witchcraft, or evil spirit. Prepare protective charm and amulet to prevent illness or attacks. Uh-huh. So you see, today, what do we call them? How, for prevent illnesses. We'll call them well, marklets, not so. I say then they go marklet you. And they go marklet you. Remember when we go marklet for coronavirus, for prevent coronavirus? Well, hundreds of thousands of years, we ancestors been on the practice this type of prevention, preventative measures. See, now the last one, when cleansing right for individuals or homes believed to be spiritually polluted. Okay, the type of healing. Some focus solely on physical healing. Others are spiritual healers who also interact with ancestors and spirits. One of the things about African religions, when I study African religion, where I find out very, very interesting is the importance of our ancestors. This is very, very important in African religion, our ancestors. But what's not the social importance of this? Often the first point of contact when someone falls ill. Number two, keep sacred botanical knowledge passed down through generations. We don't lose a lot of the knowledge we ancestors have been get with them. They live a happy life, a long life. We don't lose them. Now we don't get good healers then any longer. Well, why? Well, because somebody come, he can't tell you, say, all them here what they do some bad things. Say. Okay? So we accepted, we forgo all these unique cultures, and look where we are today. Okay? All right. The last one, the three type of people, level of divine being, is the priest and the ritual specialist. What's in their role? Well, priests and ritual specialists are custodians of shrines, temples, and sacred sites, and perform communal religious duties on behalf of the people. It sound familiar, right? It sound familiar. Within Christianity and Islam that they do today. Then get temples and mosques, and then houses of worship. Now in you get the pastors and imams. These imams and pastors now then responsible for teach people about religion and then perform certain communal practices too. Same thing. Same thing. Well, in a different form. Okay. So the key functions of these are the lead ceremonies and festival for gods, spiritual and ancestors, offering sacrifice like animal. So imagine, we people them they offer sacrifice like animal, food, libation to ensure blessings, rains, facility, and protection. Then the West and the Arabs then go tell we say this na wrong thing. You know, for doing some of them here because na kufr, as in the Arab then they call them kafir. And the West then say idol worshippers. But when you turn, you look at the practice where they come with, in fact, then dilute what we've been do, then just dilute what we've been do, then give it a different form on their own perspective. Today, the Muslims they sacrifice animals, then they cook, people then they eat, not so. This is now a common practice in Islam. The Christians, then they do animal sacrifice too, food and libation. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right, let me continue. maintaining sacred objects and ensuring ritual purity. There are certain places in the mosque where they go do anything where you want for do there. Those are sacred places, like the Mimba. Okay? And the church also, they get sacred places. Then the other one, when are initiating others into secret societies and spiritual ranking. Well, the thing where a lot of people they don't know about their secret society, they emanate from African religions. These are just some of the practices within the African religions. And I got to talk about secret societies, waiting at the importance at the time for communities. Okay. And now we go to the types here. The types are high priest. High priest may serve a major deity or national shrine. Example, the priest of the god of Shango among the Yoruba. Local priests serve community level spirits, land gods, or ancestral shrine. But waiting at because the thing where at the time for telling them, any practice where the Africans, they practice, they're not just the practice, it gets social importance. And then social importance are the telling them for them. Now, because of this social importance that make them they practice them, it left to you no more now. It left to you no more now how you take this and consume them, because people then get different way of consuming information. But that's a left and to now. But what's have been this social importance for this the priesthood in African religions? One, they are seen as intermediaries between the divine and the people. Very important. In today's modern religion, we still have the same concept. All what they do, then dilute them and then divert them into their own culture. That's the difference. Okay. But these priests now an intermediary between the divine and the people. Well, let me give you an example because I go to Catholic school. Okay. The Catholic school I attend. I go to school in Sierra Leone. Okay. Today, when somebody sin, I'm talking about the Catholic, they go to the priest, they go confess in sin, and the priest go serve as an intermediary between this person and the divine for ask for forgiveness. They go, then get a barrier, get a small window, and the person they go say, Father, forgive me, for I have sinned. Then the father they ask you, what in are the sin this? You tell the father you sin. But this now a sacred secret where the father not supposed to reveal to other people. Okay? And the father they pray for you for forgiveness. Well, when they go to Africa, what did they tell you? They say a bad thing. You don't forget any intermediary between you and God. But when you look deep into the religions today, they get intermediaries too. In Christianity, they say Jesus Christ is the mediator between God and man. It ain't not the Bible, not so. Jesus Christ is the mediator between God and man. And that's true. That's not intermediary. Why they go to Africa, they go tell you same, we priest them. That's not idol worshiping. Well, not to the priests who they worship. This is the misunderstanding way they been get where they go to Africa. Will not be the worship priest. Even the practice, the other practices where we they call like animal cowries and all those type of things. Those are just ceremonies. Okay, like offerings. Those are just offerings. But then go to Africa, they're going to tell you saying about things. That's shirk, as the Muslims say. They're saying as shirk. But when you look within We they do today. Well, I get for include myself because today I'm a Muslim. Unfortunately, we born into some of this Abrahamic faith. It's okay, but it's also good for make you learn your history, so it will make you a better person. Okay, why you see most people today when you talk about religion, then they vex past anyone because of ignorance. They don't understand. They're born into Christianity if they're not Christian, or they're born into Islam, and all what they know now. There's the small knowledge where the people then tell them when they go to church, the pastor they tell and say now this go pray this. That's all they know. They don't know the details of some of these religious cultures. And when you come, they try to explain to them. Then she say this not a taboo. Then they vex by you. Some then they even malice you. Some even and they call you say you're not unbeliever. It is not. In the Bible, it says, "My people perish because they lack knowledge." There is also a culture in Islam when they say, in order for you to make you worship God correctly, you need to know who God is. And how you know who God is? Through knowledge. You learn. So even within the textbooks, the religious textbooks that we will get, they emphasize on some of them here. Why, if somebody discuss about religion, I'm not talking about those people who despise religion. I'm not talking about them because there are so many discussions and debates on social media and all would them come. If they see today somebody, then they come, down they talk this, the why they talk this, and they debate. It's fine. But the only thing, not try for despise a religion. Bring the facts. Sometimes people then they see facts as a despise thing, trying for an attack because they don't get the knowledge. But it's very important, okay? So we had intermediaries before. Today we have intermediaries. In the modern religion, we then tell we say this is not the correct religion. They are doing the same thing that we did before. The only difference is now is they polluted we own way of doing things and redirect it to their own culture, where probably is not compatible with the African culture. And we take this, we consume them, they practice them, and that make we are misguided. We are misguided. All right. If somebody believe in a higher supreme being, like the Almighty God, where the Muslims and they call Allah, the Christians and they call God the Father, what is the difference? You say let the person not get any intermediaries, but you get any intermediaries. The book itself where you believe in, it emphasize on the intermediaries. You don't necessarily mean that the intermediary you worship. No, you don't worship the intermediary. The intermediary is a messenger. Okay. In the Quran and the Bible, God sent a lot of prophets. Those prophets were the intermediaries between God and man. Then they tell you what God wants. Okay. If you get any doubt, you go to them prophet, then we're able to tell you. Those are intermediaries. In the Bible, what do you say? According to the Bible, during the time of Jesus, no one goes to the Father but through me. That's what he say. Say no one goes to the Father but through me. And all prophets, they say the same thing. And it's true. If God sends a prophet, the best way we go able for go to the Father, for make you able, ask the prophets go able guide you how you they go to the Father. Okay? So there are intermediaries today. There were intermediaries in African religions. What's not the difference? Well, the intermediaries today, now white folks them. That's not the difference. The intermediaries today, now white folks them. The intermediaries during the time of the African religions, you get the black folks them, because even in the Quran, God talks him, God they send every nation a warner. A warner. These were the prophet, the priest. Okay? They were the priest. But we ignore them. All what them they do, all the knowledge we them don't get, we them they pass through generation after generation after generation. We forgo all the knowledge and they we say, welcome a foreign entity. We not get no knowledge of this entity. We embrace it. And today, we continue to be enslaved. And I will talk about within the importance, the impact of the modern day religions. Okay, so far, almost 1 hour. This now some of this is just a scratch or a scratch for now about African religion, and based on what I don't tell now so far, what are the differences between the African religion before wait and see now bad things them and today's religion? Can you tell me anything in the comments, please? Please, because this is education, okay? When I know say when I come, I talk about a topic, I want for learn engage too. Okay. So far, based on what you done here so far about the African religion, what are the practices, why it's important to the Africans, what are the socio-economic and spiritual importance of the religions where they practice. What you think? What do you think? Okay, if a religion be done there for hundreds of thousands of years, and later a religion can weigh 2,000 years ago, or maybe 6,000 years ago when you talk about Judaism, okay? Well, religion be done they exist for hundreds of thousands of years. Then another religion come, but the only thing is, then copy from we own religion. Then copy most of the things and most of the concepts and all the practices of we own religion. Then just tweak them into their own culture. Then package them, just like what happened with democracy. As we are all, well, not all, because Africans are dumb people. Well, not all Africans are dumb, but most are, well, Africans are not dumb. Let me take it back. Africans are not dumb. Africans are lazy people. They know the read, they know the research. And that make we always do from one exploitation to the other because we are lazy. We depend on somebody for tell we if somebody can and tell we say the sky is yellow. I don't want to go outside for go see whether the sky is yellow. Just because that person will tell me he gets a different skin, I will say, yeah, that man will tell me, so I believe him. He gets not to the same thing like me, so I believe him. Okay, so they copy based on what I don't explain for the past 1 hour. You will begin for realizing what these religions do. They copied African religions and traditions and cultures and come and modify them, repackage them on their own image with fabrications and complexity and manipulations and brainwashing. Then package them and then send them back to you say, hey, these are the best thing. Well, when you begin, then they tell you, say, there is a higher being. Well, if you don't get this perception naturally for say, there is a higher being, we create the heaven and the earth, you say, oh yeah. You don't get the time for read the book where they count. You don't get that time there. This how that's what they take for brainwash way. Today, if you go to Africa, sorry. Today, if you go to Africa, every other street you get a church or you get a mosque. What's in the preaching of the mosque? For make you focus on the hereafter, not to the after death. This now the preaching. So now you see the religion itself has been repackaged, repurposed, and it focus on very, very small things where African religion being just a minute portion of the African religion. Because like I said earlier, if you've been there from the beginning, African religion is not about just worshiping the one true God. It's a culture. It's a community-based culture. That's so we been believe Africa. And now, then we package this, then tell we say, oh now, just focus on the hereafter. Yeah. So you go to Africa today, every other street you get a mosque, a church, which then they go preach about the hereafter. Focus on the hereafter. And one thing with psychology, according to psychology, one thing with human brains, when you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over to somebody, even if not alive, there will be a time as it consume this repetition all the time, it go start for belief CS, which they talk not true. That's what psychology tell me. Even if a lie, if you continue for repeating to somebody over and over and over and over persistently, there's going to be a time when that person will believe that which they talk not true. Now we ignore everything within Africa, when they do, where they benefit Africa. Now we focus on the hereafter. Okay. Now, next week, by God's power, I will talk about the Abrahamic faith, how it intertwined with African religions, and how the Abrahamic faith were used to brainwash and deprive Africa. So tune in next week Sunday. Since I don't begin this topic, and I want to make you research too. Anything where I did talk now, as soon as already don't know me, I don't want to make you just be like a sheep where then they just led. No, you are a human being. You have brain. You have brain cells where functional. If I did talk something and I go research them for yourself. Go research them for yourself. Okay? And when you research them, you get more idea whether what they talk now true or lie. Okay? So let me see. I see a few comments here. All right. Mayata Masako say where is your guest last time about this topic particular? Oh, the guest day I not bring and come this trip. The guest day. You been watch the last discussion. I'm going to try for bring come different pastors and imams for discuss about this. Okay, since the people then demand say la I'm going to do for educational purpose, and what would they do now for more educational purpose? Okay, all right. Konotri say the Abrahamic faith started in Africa, hence up to today. Black people around the world are the most spiritual. Today, the first place to practice Islam openly is Africa. Yeah. Yeah. You know, one of the things we they always do for control somebody, first tap into within he believe. Number two, tap into within he wants and just twist them a little bit. Then you go able to control that person there. And Africans now people they're way very easy for control. That's something that is very, very important. This are some of the weaknesses we get as Africans, okay? All right, Konotri say, Doc, I respectfully disagree. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam were not brought to us. The story of Moses happened in Africa, so is Joseph, etc. The first migration for Islam is in Ethiopia. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is why sometimes I like for engaged people. All right. I talk earlier, say, generally, that part of the world used to be Africa. That's so? It used to be Africa. I agree with you. What thing can happen? Africans are spiritually religious people. Just look at the very, very interesting revelation where I just can give you about the African religion. I don't know if you've been there from the beginning. If you get time, go listen. Where I try for put them here together for make you see what's in the concept of African religion. And you go begin for understand, say, Africans, they're so spiritual. In fact, when the Greek go na Africa, these are some of the things we they study because they say I'm very fascinating. You know, how we believe in these super higher beings. Yes, they get their young religions, but their young religions are much more of paganism. Okay, much more of paganism. So these are the first thing. Yes, um, originally the Middle East used to be the Middle East used to be Northeast Africa. That's what they call it, Northeast Africa. Not well, not northeast parts of Africa, the north and eastern parts of Africa. Yes, now the Islam come out. In fact, when you read the Bible, some people are afraid for read them book. And the moment somebody they begin to afraid for reading book, understand them, there's a problem. There's a big problem. Okay. If I believe in what they practice, I know they afraid for read that in there. Because before I begin practice, if I don't read them, understand them very carefully. Yes, I understand that we get most of the things most of the religious um, traditions in Africa, we get what we call, well, not Africa no more, around the world, we get what we call inheritance religious indoctrination. Inheritance religious indoctrination. These now, you born a Muslim family, your papa, your mama, always they pray, then they go to a mosque, or then they go to a church, then they will and come. That's not inheritance. Because when they carry go to a church or mosque and they go pray, you practice how to be a Muslim or how to be a Christian. That's not just a natural reactions of the environment, okay? But when you grow up, you reach certain stage, it is obligatory upon you for make you read about the practice way they practice, whether it is correct or not. Because when you get for die, your daddy, your mama, they not get for good day na grave with you. Not they don't go for go stand on your own behalf. So it is obligatory for make you learn which you the practice, whether it's the correct one. Okay? Yes, indeed. You look at Moses. Moses was born in Egypt. We all know that, right? He was born in Egypt. Okay? And you look at Joseph. You look at Noah, you know the story of Noah. A lot of people, them, when it comes to Noah, what they know more about Noah is just the ark and the flood. That's not the story of Noah. Well, let me come back to Moses because that's very interesting. The Ten Commandments. Ten Commandments. Do you know that 18 generation or 4,000 years, let me just say, over 4,000 years, Egypt used to have what you then call the 41 confessions. These are commandments where they, when they put, then they read in the educational institutions every single day. And then they recite this every single day at the gathering at the institution. Then call it the 41 confession. Do you have you wait to watch? Because the purpose of this particular segment or this program is for educates. Okay, for educates. So I always encourage my viewers them. With your arena, you get the options for go make you go investigate for make you know whether what are they talking are just bogus things or not. Okay. Egypt used to have for over 5,000 years, they used to get what they call the 41 confession before Moses. This is not before Moses. 4,000 years before Moses, they practice that. Okay, 41 confession wherein I shall not kill, I shall not commit adultery. They all did it. I shall not commit adultery. I shall not love your neighbor. This, that, all. There's then 10 commandments and they. Okay. Moses born na Egypt. Moses recited this 41 confession every single day, which time when Moses actually presumably God contact Moses for go free the Israelites. How old was Moses? Let's research this here because I like proof. Anything what they do in my life, sometimes I like proof. Okay, hold on. Let's see. There's a something where I want for proof. How old? Ah, come on, stop. How old was Moses when he left Egypt? Oh, God called him. Okay. Let's see here. Moses' age before the burning bush. Let me do something here. Let me read this and see if I able get the idea. Give me 1 minute, please. Just bear me. In Act 7:30, when 40 years old were expired, they appeared to him in the wilderness. Okay, Moses was 40 years old. Moses was 40 years old when God called him for go rescue the Egyptian inside Egypt. The Israelites, sorry, inside Egypt. 40 years old. Every single day, Moses they recite the 41 confession. Okay? Every single day for 40 years. Moses they recite the 41 confession where the Egyptians now kind of their own commandment for the people. Okay? 40 years, they recite the same thing and same thing. Then after 40 years, you take 10 of the same confession, maybe tweak them a little bit, but literally the same. Okay, you package them, you go up, you say, God send you with this tablet. What do you think? Konotri, what do you think? 40 years, somebody they recite the 41 confession, the laws of the Egyptian. Okay. Then after you reach 40 years, you go take 10 of them and then you put them together and say, now God give you the commandments here. And now they attribute them to Moses. You know what are the time to talk about? Why knowledge is power, why knowledge is important for every human being. Okay? So if this man don't recite the same thing over and over and over and over and over for 40 years, then all of a sudden he grab, he say, well now, God go give me this, now the burning bush, Mount Sinai. Does it make sense? Yeah, it makes sense, but there's something wrong with it. So these are some of the things where they talk about, okay? All right. So, yes, he say, sorry. Yeah, Konotri say, Doc, I respectfully disagree. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam were not brought to Africa. The story of Moses happened in Africa, so is Joseph, etc. The first migration for Islam is in Ethiopia. All right, I don't read this before. You see, Ethiopia has had the oldest Bible in the same language for centuries. Then get 76 books. 76 books. Yeah. Ethiopia used to be the first Christian country in Africa. Ethiopia. And the Islamic tradition believes that Moses was darker than you, dog. Yeah, well, not to the Islamic tradition. Even the Bible. Because if you begin look at the ancestrals of Moses up to the point of Moses, it's there. Solomon says he is black. Well, he was black. Solomon says he was black. Noah was black. Now that make I talk earlier. I say a lot of people they don't know the story of Noah. It didn't the Bible. Then just focus on the flood. But it is not the Bible. In fact, Islamic story about Noah, I think Islamic or even I think not Islamic or something. I think not Christianity. I'm not sure, but we I think it's the Bible. Where them born am, Noah, where them born am, na albino. Where them born am, na albino. So in Papa, first he get doubt for saying na him born am. If Noah in Papa, them born white Pekin, then he begin doubt whether na the father of this Pekin. What you expect? Whose color was Noah in Papa? Logic. Knowledge is power, my brothers and sisters. Knowledge is power. If you they obtain knowledge, you are a powerful person. Nobody not able to manipulate you. Noah in Papa, when them born Noah was albino. In Papa say he not sure if na him born Noah because the Pekin is too bright like light. Well, that's what they describe. Then white well and call it right. They say it bright like white. Well, some of the Christians and theological experts they say, oh, what did that mean? That means he gets a shining light or something like that. No. In color, they mean in color. Okay. So these are some of the things we need for learn. Learning is not a bad thing. Learn. God give you this sense for make you learn. You understand things around you, something where they affect you. Okay. All right. We have been lied to for centuries. We started the whole concept of a higher being, hence our ancestors' connection to nature and the laws of nature. Thank you for this topic. Thank you too. Now, a very, very interesting topic. I'll expand on this next week more. But yes, indeed, we are connected to nature. That was our religion. That was our culture. Then disconnect that relationship between we and with nature. And today, because we are disconnected with nature, look who we are today. The most deplorable species in the planet. We are deplorable because we are disconnected with our ancestors, with our God, with our nature. Yes, this is the punishment. So it's important that we learn from some of this historical importance. He was an adult around 40 years when revelation came to him. Yeah, Moses, yeah. And except Jesus, all the prophets received their revelation around the age of 14. Yes. According to the religious text, Muhammad received in revelation around 14. Moses, the same thing, 40. And the other ones are the same thing. Okay? True. All right. Well, there are so many things we need for land. This is now a very big topic. And as we take this journey, I want for make me viewers them, they open up their mind. Forget about the brainwashing way They may not be brainwashed way for centuries, like what you talk to my brother. For centuries. Open up, open. Be open-minded. Okay. I want for make me viewers and open-minded. Maybe then we're able to benefit great from this program. Okay. It is important. It's a journey for revival. Okay. When people them in the request say, "Hey man, doctor, do you, I like the topic, so we want for make it go they do that once in a while, so that we all were able for chime in and discuss about this, because this is now one of the most important thing we affect Africans today. Everybody now Salon never now even the young one and then they cover. What to make them the cover and say, well, now so the Islam say. Then they cover. They know, in fact, they know they pray. When they cover. Then they cover. You get so many people that way they go church, they don't even know what they go church for. Now when they go to church, now for just go sit down, they sing, then they dance. After that, they say, then they give what they call the Holy Communion. And the Holy Communion signify the flesh of Jesus Christ. And then they give the wine, which signifies the blood of Jesus Christ. You don't take them, you come out. You go put your Bible back now you under your bed. You go do your own way. But they call themselves Christians. These are the people where you begin to talk about Christianity, and then can begin to realize what you talk is not compatible with what you then believe. Then get angry. Then get angry. Instead of then listen and learn and become better Christians, no. Then get angry. The same thing with Islam. We get people that were a fanatic Islamist them. Most of them then get a twisted understanding and fanaticism. When you come and begin question certain things and say, you're not Kafri. No. Knowledge is power. Well, that's all I have for today. I just want to thank Konotri and the other lady, Mayata Masakoe. Thank you so much for your comments. This na a topic. They are for share this and subscribe, because when you subscribe and click the notification anytime when I dey live, then you will get a notification for say I dey live, so you will be able to be part of the program. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring some people them where they can discuss about this. But the African religion, I hope say when I enjoy them, because a lot of people don't understand their ancestral religion, where then go take away from them, where then go steal. First of all, now steal, then steal, because when you read Christianity today, with the exception of the insertions and interpolations where they put into the Bible for fits their own narratives, it's similar to within with people that have been believed hundreds of thousands of years. Imagine, 6,000 years ago, Judaism is started. Well, now they begin understand say there's a problem. Okay, if we people them, the Africans and the Dami, they live for hundreds of thousands of years, then somebody he can write a book and say the world started in 6,000 years ago. Well, this already that we don't debunk up. Already, science don't debunk this already. So I no need for even explain on that. Okay. All right. Well, cannot see you say now for president. No, today now about religion, not about politics. So let we wait Saturday politics. Now we talk about politics. Okay. Today let's just focus on religion. All right. And I hope say when they enjoy. I want for let una say self una go dey research like Saturday, so Sunday, since we do on every Sunday. Una research, una come. If una get anything, when a new thing, let's discuss it. Okay. This way, we go able to learn, we go able to understand, and we go able to teach we brothers and sisters. Some of them we ignorance don't overcome. Some of them fanaticisms don't overcome. So we go able for help them. Okay. Well, I will see you back next Sunday. All right.